Good morning, dear students of class 8. Welcome to this English online class. We are going to take up the lesson Glimpses of the Past Part 2, and this lesson is lesson 3 from your main reader Honeydew. This lesson is in the form of pictures. It provides us a pictorial glimpse of the history of our country from 1757 to 1857, the circumstances leading to this event of the first war of independence in 1957, which finally was a starting point of our struggle for freedom. And in 1947, 15th August 1947, we finally got our independence. So this is the event which is a function in honor of the martyrs, the freedom fighters, at a function in Delhi. The nightingale of our country, Lata Mangeshkar, is singing a song, this famous song, "Ae Mere Watan Ke Logo," in honor of the martyrs, the freedom fighters of our country, the legendary song. Now, we also discussed about the company's conquest, 1757 to 1849. How the Indian princes, they were short-sighted, and to fight their own petty wars, small wars, they took the help of the English merchants, the Britishers. And the reason was that the effect of this was the East India Company became more powerful. And in the beginning, they helped the Indian princes in fighting, waging wars against each other. They assisted. And one such ruler, Tipu Sultan of Mysore, he challenged the British power and he died fighting. Now, some of the Indian princes felt, Indian people felt that uh, because of the Britishers, there is peace, there are no more wars, no looting of thugs, and they thought that Britishers were sent by God for helping us, and our destiny is linked with them. But then there were some Indians who felt that uh, some of the kings, though they were not good, but after all, they belong to our country. And now we have become slaves in the hands of foreigners, in the hands of Britishers. Now, the British rule from 1765 to 1836. Now, religious leaders, they preached ideas like untouchability and child marriage. And the Britishers, they made uh, they really gained out of this situation. And the British, they invented methods which gave them more profits, which gave more profits to the East India Company. The goods that were manufactured in England, they did not have any import duty. And the reason and the impact of this, the effect of this was the Indian industries, they were crippled, they were affected, and Indian artisans, they lost their work. Now, Raja Ram Mohan Roy is another learned man from Bengal, 1772 to 1833. Now, let us begin with today's lesson, which starts with Raja Ram Mohan Roy, a learned man from Bengal, who understood what was wrong with the country. Let us despite ourselves, our ancient culture, let us not despise. Despise means hate ourselves, put ourselves down. Our ancient culture is great and we are capable of greater achievements. We must first reform our society superstitions have been ruining us. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy was a learned man, and he felt that we should not think that our culture uh, is bad in any way. Let us not bring ourselves down. Our culture is very great, and we are capable of bigger things in life. So first thing we need to do is reform our society. Superstitions like untouchability, child marriage, and then thinking that women, they are inferior. These are all wrong things. They have to be these evils have to be removed from our society. He told his wife Uma, cows are of different colors, but the color of their milk is same. Different teachers have different opinions, but the essence of every religion is the same. Such a beautiful thing he shared with his wife, that though colors can be different, but the milk color of milk is always white. Similarly, different teachers, they can be of different religion, but every religion, it teaches us the same thing, that is loving humanity. He was attracted by science and modern knowledge. Modern knowledge, science always attracted him, and he felt that knowledge should be practical and scientific. He started newspapers, but the suspicious British stopped them in 1823. When he made an effort to start newspaper uh, so that he could spread his ideas to the people, the Britishers stopped him from doing this. He crossed the seas. Earlier it was considered a taboo. Going uh, to foreign land was not considered a good sign, a good thing. But he crossed the seas and went to England to receive higher education. And he wanted to see at the same time what thing, what things made the British powerful. There he told them, he addressed the Britishers, we accept you as rulers, you must accept us as subjects, but you must remember the responsibility of a ruler that a ruler owes to his subjects. What is the responsibility of a ruler to his subject? That a ruler should always take care of his subjects' welfare, well-being. A ruler should not think about his own welfare, but a ruler should always think about the welfare, about the good of his subjects. Subjects means people whom he is ruling. Ruler is a king. Now, oppression. 1765 to 1835. Oppression means how the Britishers, they really tortured the Indians. But the British continued to oppress the Indians, torture the Indians. In 1818, they passed Regulation 3 Act. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. Means any Indian without any trial in the court could be jailed. So this was the Regulation 3 Act. At the time, British officers in India drew big salaries and also made fortunes in private business. They they had very big salaries and they made lot of money in private business. By 1829, the British was exporting British goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. Governor General Bentinck reported back home, the British prospered on the company's loot while Indian industries began to die. The result was that there were no import duties on British goods and Indian industries were dying. Indian artisans were closing down their business. They were becoming poorer and poorer. Governor General Bentinck reported back home, the bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. Such a cruel remark. He says that cotton weavers, those who are Indian weavers, because their business has closed, they are dying. and their blood is bleaching the plains of India. You can see in this picture the condition of the cotton weavers, how thin, how weak they are looking. Now, dissatisfaction, 1835 to 1856. Education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. In 1835, an Englishman named Macaulay suggested a change. Macaulay said that some change need to be made in Indian education system, because till now education in India was in Persian or in Sanskrit. We should teach the native through English language. I agree. So he said, Macaulay said that instead of uh, Persian and Sanskrit, English language should be taught. English education produced clerks to whom the British gave petty jobs under them. When the Indians received English education, they were appointed as clerks, and Britishers gave them small jobs. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. At the same time, a new generation of intellectuals, academicians, learned men were produced, means they were brought up. We must educate our brothers. Now, this is what they felt, that once we are educated, we must educate others and try to improve their material conditions. For that, we must convey our grievances to the British Parliament. This is what the educated Indians were thinking, that whatever problems we are facing, we must put this in the British Parliament. In 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. In the first map that was shown to you, the yellow portion was dominated, but now the map has changed. You can see the yellow portion which belonged to the Indian princes is becoming smaller compared to the pink one which is being ruled by the Britishers. They cared little about the needs of the Indians. The Britishers did not take care about the needs of the Indians. Our kings have become puppets and we have lost our old jobs and lands. They are converting our brothers. You only talk, do something to drive them out. Now they are thinking that something should be done to force the Britishers to leave the country. The sparks, 1855 to 1857. Taxes continued to ruin the peasants in Bengal. The Santals who had lost their land under the new land rules became desperate. In 1855, they rose in rebellion and massacred Europeans and their supporters alike. So in Bengal, because the taxes were becoming very heavy, the Santhal tribes, they had lost their lands under the new land rules and they became very violent. In 1855, they rebelled and they killed the Europeans and those who supported them. You can see how people are revolting. Discontentment was brewing in the East India Company army too. So people were becoming very dissatisfied. The white soldier gets huge pay, mansions to live in, servants, while we get pittance and slow promotion. So this is what Indians are discussing, that white men are getting all benefits and we Indians are getting very small salaries and we are tortured. The Angrez ask us to cross the sea which is against our religion. Who is the topi wala to abolish our age-old customs? So they are revolting. We must drive out the Angrez. Means the Britishers should be asked to leave the country, and Sepoy Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of the regiment and was executed. The first revolt came and Mangal Pandey, the Sepoy, he revolted and he was punished for it. Thousands of other sepoys revolted. Now other sepoys also started revolting. They were stripped of their uniforms. Few Englishmen had cared to understand Indian customs or the people mind. O proud Brahmin soldiers, Now we are going to stop here. We'll continue with this in tomorrow.